Hey everyone, this is Nagesh, working as a data architect in Island Digital. So today we are going to see about a new topic, Snowflake Intelligence, which has been recently introduced by Snowflake. So what is Snowflake Intelligence? So now in this AML category, Snowflake Intelligence is an advanced kind of the AI power platform designed to enable enterprise users to interact with their data, okay, within a natural language where users can ask business questions in a plain language apart from writing a code over there, and they can receive instant answers and visualizations without requiring SQL expertise or some technical knowledge. So this is the page. So where initially AML Studio, now with this feature Snowflake Intelligence is the new feature they have introduced. Okay, before going to our hands-on, so we'll just see about the architecture, how this kind of a typical A application workup looks. Okay, and now with the hands-on, we'll see about how we are going to uh, chat with the enterprise data of both structured and unstructured data from source. Okay, so this is a typical A application framework. Okay, and we have a good kind of as you see in this example, we have different AML agents like Cortex Analyst search features. This is by powered by Snowflake. So those kind of features are inbuilt over here. Okay. So imagine, so we have a structured data, and based on the structured data, if you want to uh, just speak with that, then you will be using a Cortex Analyst, okay, where it will be having a core component of Snowflake, okay. This Cortex Analysis are which is enabling users to query and analyze the structured data, okay. So whenever I have a structured data with some sequels where it can translate the plain language questions into an aggregate SQL queries, which will allow both the technical and non-technical users to derive insights from the data. Okay, so main feature is told natural language to SQL and the semantic understanding. Whenever you will be going to see about how we build a semantic model and everything. Okay, and that based on that, it will just be these semantic model understanding. It will just create a semantic layer and understands the relationship between the data, whichever we are going to specify, and it will just convert our text into a SQL format. It is a build one, and it has a good kind of broad query support like aggregation, time series analysis. So this feature is very much good for that. Okay, and we can integrate with this Cortex analyst with intelligence, where the Cortex analyst and Cortex search are being a part of future, where this Snowflake Intelligence is powered by the Snowflake agents. Okay, we'll just see about all the other features, where Snowflake agent itself is a kind of internal powered by this both features called Snowflake Cortex Analyst and Cortex Search. Okay, and coming to the unstructured data. Okay, if you want to uh, deal with an unstructured data, now we have a feature called Cortex Search, where it is also a key component of Snowflake Intelligence of AI ML, where what we it will do is is designed in a way to enable a kind of fast and secure search based on the analysis of unstructured data. Okay, even with the documents, the PDF, emails, web content, using scrapping. This will done using as a normal natural language way. Okay, it implements the Cortex Analyst by users to extract insights from unstructured sources. Okay, that we call it as Cortex search. So this can be created both the Cortex Analyst search can be created via both UI, and also we can create a plain SQL which is supported in Snowflake. Okay, and this Cortex agent. Okay, so this Cortex agent I told it's internally powered by both Cortex Analyst and Cortex Search. So based on that, what is Cortex agent? Okay, it is also referred as my kind of a main component of an AML. Okay, where it will integrate both the Cortex Analyst for structured, Cortex Search, and other AI capabilities as well. Okay, so that if you want to combine the unified data into a kind of one chatbot, this Cortex agent will be done. And this Snowflake Intelligence sits top of Cortex agent and it's powered by and this area where the application I told this is our Snowflake Intelligence which we are going to see is from Snowflake platform, and also you can integrate the Cortex agents in our Teams, Slack, and Streamlit as well. Okay, so this is the overall architecture how this a kind traditional and like API sorry this AI application framework work in Snowflake. Okay, where our structured and unstructured data are kind of processed in a way to through RAG where you can ask kind of one very plain questions to the chatbot where it will just analyze and based on the semantic model and the other search features it will just generate insights out of that. Okay, we are going to see that in a demo how it works. So today I've used kind of this quick start where if you just type in a quick start we had this setup and everything. So I used this part to make sure that it will be easy for us to configure everything. Okay, so now we are going to load the data. Okay, some sample data and we have some sales information everything. So if you see we have the sales information from a public SQL and we are going to create Cortex search and Cortex analyst service. On top of that we will be creating a Cortex agent and so Snowflake Intelligence as well. So you're going to see how Snowflake Intelligence is going to act. Okay. So coming to this screen, so you will be able to see. So these are the queries which I ran to just create a thing. Just to explain you. So I created a separate values for Snowflake Intelligence and role. So we just allowed the role to create the databases and the Cortex searcher, which we granted those. So these are the grant things, and we also created this grant created agent where we made all the privilege to this role. And similar thing is we created a database and schema, values and everything, and we created a kind of file format with CSV, and we created multiple stages for multiple tables. Okay, these are public S3 buckets where we created where we just loaded the data from a stage to a table just using a normal copy into. So we have data like marketing data and product information data and sales data if you see. So for each category we created a stage and we just using a normal copy into we just load that into a table. Okay, till now I think it will be here. Just from our SE bucket for our specific analysis, we took a sample data source from public S3 as well, and we loaded that into Snowflake tables. And we created a kind of a semantic model and a notification integration as well. So our data is ready. You see, we created a RDB. So the retail schema, we have good number of tables to analyze. So we have stages as well, and we have products, sales data, social media data, support cases, and everything. Okay. Now we'll see about creating kind of a Snowflake Cortex Analyst and Cortex Search as well. Okay. So this Cortex Analyst can be created in two ways, where using semantic views and semantic models. So, but now today we are going to use a new way where you just give the definition via YAML file, and also these semantic views and semantic models are quite similar where you can create a just for say create a new semantic model. It will just create and ask for some information about what is the location you want to store and everything, and you can select tables whichever you need, and based on the tables you select it just analyzes the metadata and just creates its own data definition. And yeah, we can also create a contact service, and at the end of the day you will just see a model like this, and that will just create a semantic model so that it will help us the LLM. Okay, this model and everything it just helps the LLM to understand what is in my table. Okay, for now what I will do is I'll upload a YAML file which we got from this okay, and this is a YAML file, and this YAML file uh, just see we'll just select a stage where if you want to store, and We'll just upload this model. Created a stage. So I've uploaded the YAML file. So there was some issue in the screen. So if you just upload the YAML file, so it inbuilt generates the metadata and it understands the layers. As you see, this is how my YAML file look like. Okay, so this is my YAML file information where I give definitions of a table and what is the database name, schema name. So for each table, what are the columns, what is my primary key, what are the dimensions, what is the data type of the column, and what is the sample values of a column. So this is how my manual YAML file looks like. Okay, so we build a YAML file here, not we're not going with the Snowflake inbuilt semantic view or semantic model. So now our semantic uh, layer is done. Okay, where it is inbuilt, we had a relationship, everything is done, and we just have some sample verified query. We can also use some query like say, since it is an analyst, it just says okay, this is my SQL for this particular question. You can add the question so that it will just makes the LLM more easier. Okay, now while uploading the YAML file, so Snowflake itself understands okay, these are my dimensions, these are my time dimensions, these are my facts, and in products what are my dimensions and everything, and it just keeps the relationship. Okay, what is the relationship between the all the tables which are uploaded, and we can just apply it, just give me details of July 2025. Just we can ask a sample question. So based on that, it just interprets the question and it will generate a SQL since it is an analyst, and it will just give a query. Okay, so we are done with that. Okay, now we'll save the semantic model. So this marketing campaign model, it is we saved it and we created a cortex analyst out of it. Okay, now on the next level, what we'll do is we'll it's not appearing here. Yeah, so this marketing campaign is appeared here. So we created a cortex analyst search service. Now we'll just create a cortex search service for this. Okay, for the same, we'll create a search service, and we can use this role where we, because we granted this Snowflake Intelligence admin to create a search service. Okay, now we'll just say name the proper one, like I'll name it as cortex search service, and I will just select a kind of a data. Okay, now which I want there, I have support cases. Okay, so where I have a kind of a transcript column, which I see it is a kind of an unstructured data. Okay, and I can just select all the columns which I want to use in the filters. Okay, and you can also configure some index and target lag we can keep. So this is the main feature here, and we can make sure how much you want to create, and we can also see which kind of model and what you want to do for index. And now I created a cortex service here that is saved, where it just inside the serving, it will just initialize that, where it will index automatically. Okay, once it will the initiation is done, you can see the data preview as well. You can just see this is the kind of transcript information and how it is being generated with the embedded Snowflake. Okay, where it now this search service interacts very well with the transcript data, and now we're going to create a agent. Okay, now we are done with both Cortex Analyst and search service. So these two parts are done. Now we are going to build kind of an AI agent, and we'll make sure that it is ready for an application for Snowflake Intelligence. So for to build an AI agent, typically I'll click on this agent part, and we'll just create an agent. So I just created an agent few days back. We'll just information. Now, if this is a big particular information about right, what is an agent, what is about that, we can just give some description. Also, we can just like sales performance dashboard or just sales performance, and what are the instructions you want to do, and you can just add some sample questions here. Okay, where you can do some tap sample questions where in default it just displays over the chatbot. And now this is a feature where it allows us to integrate our Cortex Analyst, cost service, and custom tools as well. We can also use many custom tools by writing a procedure or function, and can do that. But now we'll add our Cortex Analyst by just using the model which you have built. Okay, and stages we see the model, and we select a values for that, and query time mode we will see 60 seconds. Description will just support this Cortex Analyst, and we'll add it. Okay, now we added the Cortex Analyst, and also we'll add before adding we will save that, and now we'll just use a Cortex search service. Okay, and describe it, and we created this in fertile. What are the search service we created? We are just adding it, and what is the ID column? If you want to hybrid title column is title, ID column is ID, and we just describe this one like this is Cortex service. Okay, now I'm just saving that information as well. Okay, so in our agent, okay, we can just see this agent is built where we can just talk with the data with structured way with Cortex Analyst, and also with the unstructured data of Cortex Search Service. And since it is taking some time to do, now we'll wait for the agent. Now then we'll go for to create Snowflake Intelligence, and we'll see how to switch between agents, and see how we can ask questions with the Snowflake Intelligence. Okay, now let's see whether it's saved successfully. Now, yeah, these agents are saved. Now, what we'll do is we'll go directly into Snowflake Intelligence. Now, this is the page. Okay, and we'll say get started and everything. Okay. Now I go with an agent. I'll do sales performance. Okay. So this is my agent. I'll just say ask some questions over there, and I can say, okay, give me the sales of July 2025. So now this analyzes the question which you have got, and it just talks to the uh, data model, just semantic view, and it is giving an answer. So it just show what is the step it is taken and what is the SQL which is got executed to generate the result. Okay, now we will just ask more questions like compare the sales between July 2025 and July 2020, and we'll say May or June, June 2025. Okay, again, just communicating with this and just showing the result. Okay, this is what can show. Okay, again, I can ask some question like, can you show the result performance in a bar chart? So these are my table where I have some information, everything in table. So I'm just asking a simple language. So the Snowflake Intelligence understands my question, interacts with the metadata whichever I provided in YAML, and it is generating a data like this. Also, yeah, as I told, we have some transcript data also, and I'll just say, okay, can you give me the user with- or who contacted the customer support and had the most conversations? So this data, whichever we are given, so it is mainly a context search service because uh, the customer data is support data we created as a cortex search service because that was kind of an unstructured data. Okay, to say this is one. Okay, just use steps like I determine the provided tool. So we just want to more with that see example of how this will be. Okay, this agent had some information on search service also, but it was not determined because we are not created as a CA tool.